Hello, welcome to Tea with the President, a Sunday evening segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and we share some tea, maybe spill some tea, talk about how last week went and what we're looking forward to in the upcoming week. How are you, President Naokimi?
Hey, Yoshie. Thanks for hosting again today.
Of course. Yeah, so if you are joining us for the first time, this is a casual conversation, and we love to interact with you. So if you have any questions for either President Naokimi or myself, please feel free to write them in the comments, and we'll talk about them, maybe highlight them. Yes. Yeah. President Naokimi.
Yes. Good evening, Yoshie.
Good evening. What is a highlight of this last week for you?
Yeah, I think it's always good to reflect every week, to think about what you did. Many times you get busy with life, and if you don't take a moment to reflect, then it all becomes kind of a blur. So I really appreciate just a chance to take a moment to acknowledge certain things that happened, and just give more meaning, I think, to life by taking that moment. So yeah, this past week, several things I think were notable. It was my son's 17th birthday, and so
17.
Yeah, I have a son that's 17. Amazing, huh? So we actually did I usually make it a point to also go out with my wife, because it also is an anniversary of our becoming parents. So anyway, so we had a chance to do a little breakfast, just us, and then one fun thing we did was, for the first time, was he's kind of an age where there's really not much to give for birthdays and stuff. So
right.
I mean, he has everything he needs externally. So I just decided to give him like a shopping spree at Mitsuwa because he likes snacks. So literally, I gave him a $50 budget for snacks.
Oh my goodness. Then, wow, that's the dream.
Yeah. So, but he ended up just getting like 3 items, like mochis, and then the big daifuku mochis, and the castera, and dorayakis, and ramune drinks. And that was basically it. So,
and that like added up to 50 bucks.
Yeah, Mitsuwa's not cheap, It's like expensive snacks. But that was fun, and also, it was a really busy day, but I really wanted to. We have a tradition to do kind of a prayer for the kids on their birthday. So literally, like, it was packed. We didn't get to it until like 10 p.m. But we still got the prayer in, and that was nice that we were able to do that. So yeah, that happened this week. Also, another kind of significant development was my one of the therapists that we were working with was helping with my dad. She actually, through her connection, was able to kind of secure a care facility that Medicare covered fully for the first 20 days. So we're able to kind of start that this past Wednesday, and kind of to give my mom a little bit of a break with the 24/7 care. So that was nice. We'll see how it goes. I mean, the main reason why we decided on that was to be able to provide as much therapy as possible during this time.
Okay, so it's like a little bit of an intensive therapy
Yeah,
program
it's like
for
3 times a day
him.
during weekdays, once a day on weekends,
Mhm.
and so
Has
after the
he
20, yeah,
like shown improvement from like physical therapy at home?
a little bit. I mean, again, not still can't speak or use the right side, but I think he can help a little bit more with his left side
Mm,
in transferring himself from
right.
the wheelchair to the bed and vice versa. So a little bit of progress, but yeah, again, we're hoping things will develop over the next three
Mm,
weeks. So yeah, step by step. I mean, we got to take it as it comes and to figure out what to do next with that. But at least for the next 3 weeks, there's a little bit of a break from my mom, and
yeah,
um, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
got it. Wow,
Yeah,
that's sounds busy, but sounds like you had quite a few highlights this week.
yeah,
Yeah.
birthday, yeah, family wise, that was two big developments this past
Mhm.
week.
Congratulations on 17 years of parenthood.
Yes, thank you. That's right.
I think that 17 is like you have ushered a person into like being a human, like a person.
Till, well, maybe when it gets to 18, that'll be a
Okay.
good benchmark. Then they're legal adults, right? They're
But
still
I don't
kids,
know,
but
like, I think of 17-year-old me, and I don't think there's so much difference from who I
well,
am now.
there's a lot of liability issues. Once you're 18, they're legal adults, so
That's fair.
gotta get them through one more year.
Mm. Did you say, how you spent time with your wife?
Um, well, I mean, I spend time with her every day, Yoshi.
Okay.
But you mean special spending
Yes,
time?
I mean, it's like yeah.
Well, yeah. This week we on the weekend the new care facility was near the one of the malls, so we had a chance to just stop by and
Mhm.
go Uniqlo shopping. So that was
Ooh.
anyway, just something small, but just
Yeah.
being able to go to the mall together even briefly was kind of nice. So that was a highlight this week as well.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so then what was challenging about this week?
Um, I think the biggest challenge this week was I was reflecting on whether or not to continue National Family Service. And
I heard this side of the story from Tal.
yeah. And
and,
so,
and my response was, it sounds like President Naokimi is going on strike.
well, not exactly, but it was kind of like, it's more like feeling whether, the main thing is I want to empower our community, right? So there's a kind of pros and cons.
Mhm.
For most of it, it's definitely a pro. I can see that, but some of the communities are opening up, and people are asking whether we need to continue watching National Family Service or can we do their own local service. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I don't want to be a deterrent to local development. So,
Right.
um, so I had that conversation with sub-regional leaders and so on and so forth, and I ended up spending my regular like hour where I usually get coached around making an outline to just getting coaching around whether I should continue National Family Service. So
that's what
then,
that's what the executive director Tal said to me was that yeah, usually Naokimi meets with Justin, and like by the time they finish the meeting, there's an outline of what he's going to talk about, and instead I got an outline of what we should do differently with
Yeah.
National Family Service. And she was
So she
like,
wasn't so happy.
I can't work with this for this week.
Yeah. So, I one of the action steps in that reflection was I need to talk with Tal to see what she says. And yeah, I kind of knew she was, gonna push back. But anyway, she's very grounded. So she was like, yeah, it's fine, but you need to give a little bit more notice to people.
Right.
And so I kind of concurred, and then I was like, wait, but I didn't prepare my sermon outline yet. So
That
that,
was
because I
extra
was busy.
challenging to prepare a sermon this week.
Yeah, so usually I prepare the initial outline on Tuesday, but because, I'm usually busy throughout the rest of the week, it was Friday before I got around to starting to prepare. And then we had this, chumbo ceremony and peace and blessing ceremony, which takes up a whole evening the night before on Saturday night. So that was a little bit challenging, having to kind of stay up to prepare because I didn't do my usual preparation on Tuesday. Yeah, that was basically the main challenge. But interestingly, I was reading the Facebook comments today, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was any particularly like better sermon today than other sermons, but I felt a lot more like acknowledgement from the comments than usual. I don't know if someone, if they heard, or I don't know, but they seemed more acknowledging in the comments. And I don't know, I felt like if I could, through a message, really make an impact on a person's life for the better, for their lives, and also potentially impacting their community.
Right. Yeah.
Then maybe it's worth it to continue. Like that kind of feeling.
Yeah, I think you also during the morning meeting before Sunday service, somebody mentioned that the sermon beforehand was really impactful for them, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it from like a few different angles.
Yeah. So yeah, it always feels good right after the service, where I'm done. I don't have to worry about it, stress about it. But usually the night before is the worst. It's just like,
yeah.
why?
Jennifer says, haha, you felt that way the one time I didn't comment.
It's because Jennifer didn't comment. I need your love and acknowledgement.
Everybody else's comments usually that you're able to like get the full impact of.
Yeah, it's what it was, Jennifer. You gotta keep the love coming.
Marion says that Delaware is small. There's no building, so we need National Family Service.
Yes.
And then Jennifer is coming back saying, real talk though, maybe it's more about balance, helping the local communities, but providing a resource for those who find value in it. Maybe National Family Service needs to look a little bit different, but maybe it doesn't need to go away.
Well, I'm open to ideas. I've been going back and forth on this for several months now. So yeah, we'll see. But Tal has committed me to at least give people heads up. So I can't do it immediately. I have to give at least several weeks notice. So don't worry. It won't just happen suddenly. It'll be,
Akemi said, I watched National Family Service later, and you mentioned about Pastor Crescentia, and then she also mentioned about you during her sermon.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I mentioned her, and she mentioned me.
So the challenge of the week was that you instead of getting inspiration about your sermon when you usually do during your kind of brainstorming hour, you got inspiration about what National Family Service could look, how it could look different.
Yeah,
And
basically
you
how I
could
could
move away
stop National Family Service this Sunday. Yesterday, I mean today.
And then you got a little bit of pushback and you had to like
Scramble to prepare for this
scramble
Sunday.
to prepare like
Yeah.
a sermon.
But I mean, it was a good topic. I mean, I
It was a
really
good sermon. It was great.
I liked the topic
Yeah.
as well. And there were several comments like, it's funny how some of the elders are like, President Naokimi's sermon was on fire. Picking up on the lingo there. But
Mm.
in any
I
case,
don't know. Should we read the comments? It feels like a kind of natural thing to do.
Maybe, right, to keep me going for another week or so.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pull it up. Comments. So, as he mentioned, President Naokimi does read the comments after Sunday service that people kind of make while he's giving the sermon live. Yes. And so Jennifer, you just made me giggle. She said, "Did they say it was lit though?" You made
Well,
me, like,
it was
lose
an
my
emoji of
train
a
thought a little
fire,
bit.
so I just thought it said fire because I saw fire, but maybe it means lit. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw this in the comments too. I don't know. Clofa says your wife can do a sermon. That could give you a break.
Yeah, I think she's fine just watching the sermon at this point. I'm more than happy with that.
Right. Okay. So, I got a highlighted comment. I said, "This
What did
reminds
you
me of
say,
what you
Yoshie?
told me about during tea with the president last Sunday. The more responsibility you seek out and take on, the more freedom becomes available to you."
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one lesson, right, that I wanted to impart. That was the question of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that point really resonates with me. Somehow it's strong. I had so many experiences with it that when I talk about that topic, it really is, I have conviction around that.
Yeah. And I mean, now that I have learned, been imparted this, I mean, I have repeated it a couple of times myself.
Oh, yeah.
In the last week, 2 people.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Okay, so Mitsu says, "I appreciate your commentary on taking responsibility. I've realized it's easy to complain, but when I take responsibility and commit to action, it feels much more empowering."
Yeah, it's solid comment. I feel like that really captures the point. And there were other people who said something similar, but he kind of captured some key points in the same one statement. So I kind of kept it with him. But yeah, this key point about, changing from complaining to taking initiative to make a difference, that can be life-changing. That mindset shift can really change the trajectory of your life, and also how you experience life can dramatically change with that one shift. So yeah, I just wanted to really highlight that point.
Okay, so those are actually all of the highlights that I see on this document, but those are some really good points. Pat on the back for Yoshie.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, no. It's like I was one of the top 2 favorite comments of
the few comments that were highlighted. Good job, Yoshie.
Thank you. Okay, so we've talked about a lot about National Family Service, and stay tuned for what comes next for National Family Service. You will get notice before anything changes. What is a key development from this week?
Okay, quick things. I did a deep dive with Generation Peace Academy with its key leadership. I thought it was really good. Kind of covered a lot of important topics about the future of the program. They're planning to do some overseas missionary work, and also I tasked Roland to make sure that all his staff gets college degrees.
Oh, wow.
And he agreed with
Whoa.
that. Yeah, and then also Christine, I asked her to make sure that everyone is matching and blessing prepared by the time they graduate. So really including in the program full preparation for the matching and blessing. And a few key other things. So I just thought it was just a solid meeting, and it was a long time, like, yeah, it's been a while since being able to go more detailed about the program. So I feel a lot better about how GPA is and where it's headed. So that was significant.
Great.
Also, there were a couple activation meetings. Basically, I did a tour in Subregion 1 to activate our communities, but I also offered to do that for the other regions. So Canada, we did it on Monday, and Subregion 5 on Tuesday. And yeah, both of them went really well. I felt like the members were, engaged and excited, and I don't know, I just felt really hopeful seeing that level of response from the different subregions. So so that was cool. And I had breakfast with the European regional president just yesterday, Dr. Balcom. So he happened to be in the States,
Oh, wow.
kind of visiting family. Yeah, in person in a diner.
Wow.
I just met with him. So that was nice. I mean, we talked about, family and work and how things are going, but in the end, some key developments was we started talking about a partnership with Europe and America. And
great.
So they'll be hosting some of the GPA teams, and also we're thinking of starting to contribute from Subregion 1 to support some One Nation in their efforts financially. That's kind of the plan. So he said he'll get back to me about where might be the best place to invest. And so anyway, I just felt a lot of new doors will start to open as well.
Yeah. I know that STF Europe is not going to continue as they were. I think it's a little bit unclear what they will be next.
Well, I found out a little bit more about that too. So although the European SDF is not continuing in the same format as it was, where it was kind of teams traveling around Europe fundraising, just the borders are really tight in Europe, and so it's really hard to travel. So instead, they're going to do something that's more closer to like the China missionary model, where they would receive education virtually for a certain time period, a month, 3 weeks, 40 days, I don't know, and then they would actually go to one location and do missionary work there for like 3 months.
Wow.
So I think that's a really sustainable model. So there will be more opportunities for both GPA and European SDF to partner and work together and stuff.
To do Chinook missionary.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, really
That's
cool.
Exciting. Where, I don't know, when Dr. Balcom was president here, where were you? Did you work with him?
When he was president, I was the CART president. Yeah. I remember he was the one where I negotiated a different job as the director of strategic planning. And then after 3 months of negotiation, I got it. And then 3 days later, I get a call. Mother wants to see me in Hawaii to be CART president. So yeah, I did my 5%, and then God had different plans.
Yes. God had God's plans.
Yes.
I mean, like, God listened to what you said and like gave you the general gist of what you wanted, just like not the title or like the responsibilities, right?
Yeah. He had a better idea.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
I disagreed in the beginning, but I can see and appreciate the wisdom later on.
mhm.
Hindsight is 2020, as they say.
Mm. Wow, cool. Okay, so you had a deep dive with GPA, you had a few activation meetings, and you got to have breakfast with Dr. Balcom. Dr. B.
Yep.
Nice.
And I caught up on my emails or my
Ooh,
draft emails today. So it's always a good feeling when you catch up on emails.
that's a win. Okay, so let's see. I've got one question because we're a little short on time.
Okay.
How would you describe true love?
Wow. Quite a personal question there, Yoshie. Well, actually, what comes to mind is the quote from Father. Like, there's a from one of his peace messages. It says, "True love gives and keeps giving, and forgets that it has given, and then keeps giving," like that. And I remember having my son when he was about 2 years old. I had him repeat after me, and I had recorded just his words when he was speaking. And he read this whole passage about true love, and I had it recorded. It was
Oh
so
my
cute.
God. Do you have it?
I don't know where it
You
went
need to dig
actually,
it
but
you
it's
need to
really,
dig it out and play it during a sermon or
yeah,
something.
maybe. And then I remember when I shared that with others, people were so like impressed, like, "Oh my goodness, 2 years old." Well, of course, I edited it, but he did say the words. Just he just copied me every 2 words, but it was really cute.
Mhm.
Yeah. So mm, I think true love is really about this unconditional commitment to live for the sake of someone else.
Mm.
That's hard. That's hard to actually achieve because it's it means it's not dependent on if you receive anything back, and that's like complete altruistic. This is the heart that you're supposed to continue to learn, or that you naturally start to learn as a parent by default. You have to kind of practice that. So, but yeah, that to me is true love. Unconditional giving without expecting any return. I don't know if you can get rid of the expectation. It's almost like
Mm.
giving, expecting that you may not get anything in return. Yeah. Not that you don't expect anything in return. I think love naturally, it's a relationship. So there is a natural expectation of a response. And I don't think that's bad. It's just that true love is, even if they don't respond in the way that you want them to, you still do it out of, love for them. So that's what comes to
Thanks.
mind.
Wow. Um, we're running a little low on time, but Linda Shapiro Zokol um, says that she really misses seeing West Coast and Midwest members on morning devotion and wants to know if there's a way to see their faces again on morning devotion.
You can, it's just you have to jump on at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and she suggests maybe taping their input. Anyway, I don't know how that would work exactly.
Yeah, because the East Coast time happens first before West Coast time. So
Jennifer is laughing in the comments. Maybe you can speak to that a little bit, Jennifer. Jennifer is she's the coordinator for morning devotion on the East
yeah,
Coast. Or
maybe
on the
you
West
guys
Coast,
can
I'm
work it
sorry.
out.
Yeah. Anyway, she just wants to convey that she misses them.
Got it. Received.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to this week?
Well, this week, let's see. Oh yeah, I didn't mention earlier, but one of the highlights this week was just being able to review quarter 3. We just finished September. We're in October. It's one of the things I like to do every quarter. So this week, I'm planning to take some time to set goals for the final quarter this year. So that's kind of the next part of after reviewing the last quarter. It's kind of setting clear goals for this quarter. So that's something I'll be doing this week. And yeah, Wednesday afternoon, I'm trying to get into a pattern of having some personal time. So last week I used it for the quarter 3 review. And if I have time this week, I'll use it for goals or maybe a doctor's appointment that my wife wants me to get. We'll figure it
out. Take care of your health.
Yeah, she's worried. I think understandably so. Some of my recent photos are not too flattering.
I see. So Wednesday, some personal time, setting goals for Q4.
Yeah.
Okay, so Linda's suggestion to include West Coast and to see their faces is to have them like pre-record video of their music and prayers, possibly.
Oh, the music is possible for sure. Yeah. Prayers, doctor, possibly. It just adds a lot of there's a lot that goes into
beforehand. And it would have to be the night before.
Yeah. So the music, I think the music might work the best. Yeah. Because Tala is always looking for musical offerings. So if you submit it ahead of time, then we can play it at some any time in the future morning devotion.
Cool. Great. Okay, so that is all the time that we have for this evening. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, we will see you here again next week. Same time, same place. Yeah. God bless you.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Yoshie. Take care, everyone. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Good night.